Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new series that I have decided to start on this channel. What this new series is going to be about, you might ask. It is actually in regards to Kickstarters. I have very recently become very sucked into the world that is Kickstarter, and checking out cool and new exciting games that people are coming up with and creating there, and unfortunately, like most people, obviously don't have enough money to back them all. So what I'd like to do on this channel is support them as much as I can by spreading the word about ones that might not that could get a little bit more recognition, or at least as much recognition as I could give on my humble little channel here. But anyways, let's get to the actual meat of the situation. Today we are going to be talking about Dropsy the Clown. So Dropsy the Clown is a point-and-click adventure game, a genre that you don't see around all that much today, but it is, thankfully in my mind, kind of making a comeback. I grew up on a lot of them, so I'm really passionate about point-and-click adventures. By Jay Tholen, developer Jay Tholen. He does a hell of a lot in regards to this game. He's doing the animation, the music, and the programming as well, if I remember correctly. He's a man of many talents. But in this game, you play as Dropsy, a clown who is lacking hands, but he does have these little thumb things, from what I've heard, that allows him to pick things up and eat well, and things along that line. And yeah, so the plot of the game is that you're this clown who became really famous along with his family due to his ability to speak to animals. He is unable to speak to people, but he's been able to speak to animals, and that allows him to really do creative things with his circus act with his family. But then this horrific accident takes place, completely destroying his fame. And so apparently everyone grows to hate you, stuff like that. At least that's what it would seem, because you begin the game with everyone hating you, and either hating you or scared of you, as the developer has said. And yeah, that's where you're dropped off. So an interesting thing about the game is that it's going to be entirely not entirely, it's almost entirely text-free in regards to dialogue. Like, all the dialogue in the game will be shown through images. And so basically it's it sounds like a really interesting thing to me, because that leaves a lot of the game up to individual interpretation in regards to what people are saying. So as you're playing through this game, you almost certainly will be deriving different ideas from the characters than what a bunch of other people will be finding out and stuff like that. I just think that's really cool, and as the developer has said on the site, it envelops you more, and it's meant to envelop you more into the world, because you're supposed to be a little bit clueless about things, because Dropsy doesn't know himself. And, you know, the more developed the world can be, the cooler it is. So, also, puzzles. There hasn't been the golden age of the point-and-click adventure genre has certainly dwindled. It's gone. It's long past. Point-and-click adventures used to be huge. Now we don't see them as much anymore. So, and a big part of that whole thing was, to some extent, because of the puzzles. Lots of people were thrown off by puzzles, like such infamous ones as, what's the example? In The Longest Journey, where you have to grab like one of those floaty things that you use in a pool, deflate it, attach a rope to it, drop it down into the subway system, re-inflate it, and then pull it up to pick up a key. Like, really obscure puzzles like that have thrown a lot of people out of this otherwise really cool in-depth genre, and along with other things like different gameplay mechanics have been more appealing to the wider audience, but we're not here to talk about that. Basically, Dropsy, in a cool contrast to this, their puzzles are very de-emphasized. The developer has said that, Jay Tholen has said that he wants the puzzles to be less of a focus, And in a way, he wants them to support the narrative in that they will only be in situations that will help regard the story. Like you will only find puzzles in areas where they're needed and influence the area or the environment and stuff. So I think that sounds really cool. It gives me off the feeling that the puzzles will only be rounded in certain spots, so you're not going to be carrying an item in one place and be like, where the hell do I need to use this, and find that you needed to like pick this lock that was in this completely uninvolved area on the other side of the map. Like there shouldn't be any of those problems from what I've understood, and it should just be like, if you find that key, the lock to it is going to be in that same premises, so you're not wandering around clueless. And also another cool thing in regards to that is that to help keep players from getting lost, Dropsy includes a face paint mechanic where you can actually put a little bit of face paint on a tree, so you can mark areas that are significant to you or areas that you've been to before, so you know not to go back there in the near future or anything like that. So that's pretty much all that we know as of right now, or at least all that I was able to figure out. The game will be releasing on PC, Mac, and Linux, at least words of the developer, of course. And if you check out the Kickstarter page, like you all totally should, I'm so passionate about this one, you could pick up the base game for $10, and higher pledges include stuff like soundtracks, beta access, posters, all sorts of cool stuff, and yeah, like, basically, Dropsy, it's at 90% on its Kickstarter right now, so it would be super awesome. I think it would be super awesome to see this game get finished, and even more so that it's reached towards 90% so quick in its campaign. I did a little bit of research, of course, and Dropsy actually failed a Kickstarter in the past in which its main goal was $25,000. And so now a lot of the stretch goals of this one have been swapped towards that price range. So I think it would be really cool if we could all work together and try to get to that point, you know, because it's really cool in general that a game can come back from, or any project can come back from a failed Kickstarter and do this well, you know? And basically, it's already looking awesome. We'd all be happier if the game was as cool as it could possibly be. So I think it would be awesome if people work towards that goal and stuff like that, or the original goal. But anyways, summing it up, Dropsy is an incredibly cool game. It looks like it's an incredibly cool game. If you, like me, are an enormous fan of games that have like an incredible amount of charm to them, but also have a incredibly unearthly ability to unease you and make you feel somewhat tense or uneasy, that's something that I definitely got just from the trailer of this game. Mainly derived from the art and the visuals that have been seen. Point-and-click adventures are prime games for a engaging story and a fascinating world, new world to explore, and that's one of the things that I think is summing up a definition of gaming, to explore new, fascinating, amazing worlds. So, and I see a lot of that in Dropsy. Super passionate about this project. I'll put links to the Kickstarter and anywhere else of relevance in the description below. And yeah, I hope you guys become as passionate about this one as I have from what I've seen of it. Definitely go and give Dropsy a look-see, and spread the word about it if you can't back it or anything. That always helps Kickstarters, and I will see you guys in the next one.